Hi, I'm Rob Wilson. Welcome to the Employco's HR Chat. With me is Jason Eisenhutter, our Vice President of HR.
Hi, everyone.
So, Jason, recent study, actually a couple studies came out on Zoom and creativity. So Zoom was, obviously, we all probably, from an office standpoint, wouldn't have survived the pandemic without Zoom going back and forth. But now a couple of different interesting surveys or studies on creativity.
Yeah, so a couple different surveys. One was 600 employees measuring how creative they were with two different tasks, either taking a Frisbee or bubble wrap and seeing what they could do, what creative ideas they can come up with it.
Right, and then so the study was divided between people just working on Zoom and people working in conference rooms or in person, and the in person was much more creative.
Yeah, so two factors. One, the number of creative ideas was more when you're in person, and then the second part, it was a more creative idea. So the number and how creative it was both were increased and better when people were working in person compared to Zoom.
Yeah, one was a 25% increase in creativity.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was another study with some field engineers and how creative some of their response. Same thing. When they were off of WebEx, same thing as Zoom, when they were off of WebEx and in person, they were coming up with more creative ideas, and the ideas were more creative.
Yeah, so something to look at is as your team still might be on Zoom as well as in person. Just something to keep in mind as you're managing your workforce. Of especially, we all need creativity. So
yeah, I mean, Zoom's great. I mean, especially if you've got a remote workforce across the country or across the world, or you're talking to a client who's not in your geographic area. A remote workforce is great in a lot of industries and employees. But if you do need to come up with a creative idea, maybe it's a brainstorming session. Maybe once a quarter, once a year, you get everybody in person, or at least that department together for some good brainstorming.
Yeah, we all still use Zoom. I was on a Zoom call 15 minutes ago. Now I have to consciously be more creative on my Zoom calls. So.
Yeah, and part of the thought was, as you're looking just at the screen, your eyes aren't being creative and looking around the room at different ideas. You're not as creative if you're just zoned in on one screen looking at the Zoom call.
Yeah, so something to keep in mind as you're managing your workforce. So if you have questions or HR concerns, happy to help anytime. So feel free to reach out to Jason or myself.
HR@employco.com.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.